Little Rock women's head coach Steve Wiedower, first season as the head coach after being with the program for over 15 years. Coach, let's just start. General thoughts about this upcoming basketball season.
Well, I'm really excited about this opportunity. Like you said, I've been here for 15 years in the assistant coach's role, and now getting the opportunity to be the head coach, and just excited about the team that we have and the season. The season coming up.
I know it's more than just moving 15 inches on one direction of the bench, but can you elaborate on that? It's not like it's a total. You're not an outsider, but what is the difference between being the associate head coach and then the head?
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of difference. I think Coach Foley. He really gave me an opportunity to prepare for this. In my last few years with him here, he gave me a lot more responsibilities and dealing with things. So that was really good. And so it wasn't just something that I got through on me, at the last minute. So it's been very helpful. But just making out daily practice schedules, dealing with the day-to-day things that as an assistant I didn't have to do. Uh, trying to get everything into a day schedule. Going to luncheons, going to different things that you have to do as the head coach, and still take care of your responsibility of getting ready for practice and watching recruits tapes and things like that you have to do every day.
How's it been with the players and you get with the returning players you have just um, with the change, I guess.
It's been really, really good. I mean, we were really upfront with our players the last couple of years during the meetings and things that we had with them. We told them that Coach Foley was contemplating retiring, and this could happen at any time. And we wanted Coach Foley to coach as long as he wanted to. I mean, he deserved that, but it was a possibility that it could happen anytime. So I think being upfront with the players and letting them know the situation that it could occur, that it wasn't a surprise to them.
Well, you're just several months in, but so far, what's the best part of being the head coach?
Oh, the best part, I would say, getting to get to know these young ladies from that chair, and letting them, know sort of what I'm all about. And I think one of the things that I've told them over and over is that, I can't be exactly like Coach Foley, and definitely wouldn't try to do it. I mean, he's one of the greatest coaches ever, but I've got to do things my way, and just watching them respond to those type of things that I'm doing has been very enjoyable.
Now it's just October 17th, but as of today, what would you say the strength of this year's Little Rock team is?
We've built this program on, our defense, and motion offense, and just, we're going to continue to do that. I mean, uh, I'm big on, you're going to win a championship if you're a defensive team. So I would still think our strength is our ability to play on the defensive end.
You've been around the program for a while. Does some years the defense come quicker than others? Like, how does that work when you're trying to teach that? Or is it maybe that's traditional that comes, they catch that on before the offense?
Yeah, I think our defense does come a little quicker, but we are definitely changing some things and trying to score more this year. So we're throwing out there a lot more offensive stuff and offensive drills. So, our defense may not be to the par that we need it to be right now, but definitely that's something that with our program it comes first.
You have several returning players. So talk about some of them and like what you're looking for them as the veterans on this year's team.
Well, we do have 7 returning players. 6 of them played last year. One was a red shirt that, she got to practice and go through practice all during the season. So that really helps a lot. I mean, the first thing I'm expecting out of them is to be good leaders for our team, helping the newcomers learn the different things that we're putting in front of them. And if you know anything about motion offense, it's an offense that definitely takes a lot of time, and it doesn't look very good, up we say up until almost March and February before we start really seeing how our team can play with motion offense. So they understand that and they know that it's a process and just trying to mesh the newcomers with our returners.
Is that seven's a lot? Some teams, have one or two players back, but how do you best do that? Let's get these returning players. How do you mesh them? Is it just the time they spend in practice, time away from basketball? How do you see that growth of becoming a unit? How's that happen?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, of course, during the summers, we try to spend a lot of time with our players off the floor and doing different things and that letting them get to know each other personally and then on the floor, you when you're running motion offense, you don't tell them, hey, you're going to run to this spot, you're going to run to this spot. I mean, they have to sort of understand that we do these different things in motion offense and they have to learn how to play together. So that takes a little time and it takes a lot of patience as far as the coaches. A lot of people don't run motion offense because they don't have the patience.
So, playing off those questions, where has this team made the biggest progress since the summer, like till right now?
I would say with our motion, we put in several parts of it, and they are, they're responded really well, and doing some things that we're going to expect them to do as the season goes on. I mean, we've got a long ways to go. We've got several different things we got to get in, but definitely the motion offense has probably been, they're one of the things that they spent a lot of time with.
Tell us about your schedule, and it's as always, it is not an easy schedule, and there's lots of big names on there, and just some of those non-conference opportunities your team has.
Yeah, we always try to challenge our team. I mean, we're gonna, one of the things that Coach Foley taught me is, your team's gonna learn during the non-conference season more than any, and you know, playing some of those schools that we play, we're definitely gonna, get a big learning experience. I mean, we've got 4 Power 5 schools in a row after we open up with Central Baptist College, our opening game. So we've got Arkansas here, and then we go to Auburn, and then we've got Missouri, and then Kansas State. Our Kansas State first, and then Missouri. So we got those 4 back to back, and that definitely will be a challenge for our team. But we're looking forward to it. I think we'll learn a lot about ourselves and definitely help us prepare for the conference season.
So, what did you learn about the OVC? Now, this is year 3, so you're all the newbies still a little bit. What did and what did you learn? What do you expect this year's version of the OVC to look like?
Well, I think it's going to be really competitive. One of the things that I've learned, over the last 2 years, just being in the conference, it's a lot of good shooters, a lot of good individual players in this conference uh, that teams have, and there's a lot of good coaches that do a really good job. So, I think it'll be really competitive from top to bottom. I think with this, honestly, with this, you know day and time of recruiting, you never know what to expect, from each team. I mean, each team may be totally different this year, but, I expect it to be really competitive from top to bottom.
And several new coaches in the league too. And what you just said about you never know. Last year USI was a team that, or 2 years ago, where they were not in the tournament. Then they won the regular season
It's
tournament. I'm not saying it's easy, but it seems like nowadays you could go from seventh, eighth to first or second more readily than you could in the past. Am I wrong about
No, I totally agree. I mean, you can, get the right mix of players and all of a sudden have one of the top teams in the conference and things go your way, you'll be able to win a championship. And so I totally agree. It would be a lot easier to do that now than it would, maybe 5 years ago.
has your team found, when in the Sun Belt you had your natural rivals, Arkansas State obviously was right down the road. Have you found new rivals in the OVC yet? Is that, I know it takes time and you got to have some competition back and forth, but have you all found that or still identifying what those are? I guess.
Oh, I think, we've had some really good games against Tennessee Martin, which is, 4 hours down the road from us, which is a local school. So, I would think that that they're sort of developing into it. But I think that takes a little bit of time. I mean, we haven't played many of the teams in the OVC, before we got in the conference. So I think those rivalries will build, the longer that we were in the conference.
So you've been around Little Rock a long time. What makes the the city, the school, the community, all of that? What makes it special? Why do you want to be there, and why is it so fun to be a part?
Well, I think one of the things that's real special here about our program is that, uh, since Coach Foley's been here, which was 22 years ago when we first got here, is that we built this program from the ground up. I mean, this new facility that we have, the Jack Stevens Center, we moved into it, I think, on the second year that we got here, and so. Uh, Building the program from the ground up and just seeing all the success that we've had is something that's very special to me. And probably the thing I most enjoy about coaching is just the relationships that I've built with players. I got a call today from uh, some company asking me about one of our former players that was here 3 or 4 years ago that she was interviewing for a position, and I just really enjoy that, seeing the success that some of those young ladies are having right now.
Let's talk about success on the court then. What one thing does your team need to do between now and March to be in contention to win the OVC championship?
I would think there's two things. I think rebounding and taking care of the basketball is two things. If we can continue to get better at those two things, I think we'll be a good basketball team.
Before we transition to Shug, I want to just ask you about her and what specifically what she's done for your team, and before we bring her on to answer some questions.
Well, this is her second year in our program, so got to know her last year. But uh, Shug is the type of player that I can say that makes her teammates better, and it's something that I think is a great trait to have as a basketball player. She can create for other people, not only for herself, but she can create for other people. Does a great job rebounding. One of the things I just mentioned, I think she brings that to our team, and just her leadership on and off the floor is going to be something that I really expect her to excel in this year and to help us, become a winning team.
I thought of one more then, since you said rebounding again too. You all, I've noticed in your short time in the league, your guards rebound great, and you said you emphasized that. How hard is it to get, maybe your guards to rebound, if they're not used to that before they come to your program? But it seems like your team does that really well.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is because of our offense, our motion offense. Everybody ends up in different positions. We're not just, having a point guard have the ball at the top and that's where they stay. Our point guard may end up being on the baseline and things. So, having players that are really versatile really helps us. And Shug is a great example of that. Like I said, she's a great rebounder, but a lot of times she may end up in the paint, in our offense. So it gives her an opportunity to do that.
Coach, we appreciate your time this morning, and just best of luck to you as you're in your first year as head coach, and to you and your team all season long.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Little Rock graduate guard Sug Williams, second season at Little Rock. So just talk about the excitement and everything as you get ready for this upcoming basketball season.
I'm really excited to be playing under Coach Wee for his first year. I'm more excited to see how my last year of college goes. Yeah, it's just something, we're less than a month now, so I'm excited to see how we come together as a team and put the pieces together.
So, this is your second year at Little Rock. You were at Oakland before. Like you talked about your final year when you were a freshman. How did you? Did the college process or college experience been what you thought it would be, and now this being your second stop, or did you envision something else?
Um, it's definitely like it's what I thought it would be, but more at the same time. It's just some things like you don't imagine, I guess. I've loved both experiences here at Oakland and at Oakland and here at Euler. Um, yeah, coming into a freshman year, looking back, time flew, and I honestly would say I would do it again, even though I couldn't wait for. I was just rushing the process now, and that it's about to be over. It's like I wish I wouldn't have rushed it.
That's life right there. Talk now. Now you're the veteran on the team, so talk about with the newcomers and the young players, your importance in that role to help them out and learn the offense and the defensive things they need.
Nah. So we have a freshman. We only have one freshman, Brenna. We have another point guard that just came from JUCO. So I'm just trying to like help them where I know I can help them. Like things that I do that I know that they could do, I would try to, be the coach, be the player coach for them. Um, I know that I have to be a leader this year. I know they're looking at me to lead them because I've been here one, and also I'm a fifth year, so I've done this a lot of times. So yeah, I'm just trying to step more into a leadership role for not just point guards, the whole team, honestly, and help just help them understand things that they don't understand, that they're not picking up, that the coaches is putting down, stuff like that.
Where do you think you've made the most improvement in your game, even from when you're a freshman, but even from the end of last season to this season? Where have you seen improvement?
The biggest improvement from last year to this year is, I would say my like jump shot really. I think I shoot it a lot more now, and just working on that, having confidence in that, and being able to know when I should just shoot the jump shot instead of trying to get all the way to the basket.
Coach was talking about rebounding, so I told you I'd ask you about rebounding. Yeah, I think your guards do a good job of rebounding. So talk about that effort and with your offense. So like where it's important everybody rebounds, but how much you like rebounding, what you put into that to be good at.
I love rebounding. Rebounding, getting like an offensive board is like it's very it's like gives me the same rush as like an and one or something like that. So I love rebounding. I love being able to go, get physical, get the board, whatever. Um, yeah, I think it's very important for our team to do so. We have strong, tough guards, so I feel like we should be able to pull in. Each guard should be able to pull in a couple boards each game, offensively and defensive boards, not just the bigs. Everybody should be able to pull in a couple.
We were talking to coach earlier, just so how has it been since he shifted to the new role and just what's it been like playing for him so far in this preseason?
So far it's been fun. We're learning, still learning. We've been learning since we got here. He has a lot of things that, he wants to bring to the program, rebounding, defense, of course, different offensive looks. So we're learning that right now. And it's just been a learning experience, but it hasn't been a bad experience, just learning a lot, and we all can learn.
Let's brag on some of your teammates then. Who on your team do you expect to have a big season that maybe others aren't, outside your program, maybe they haven't heard of or they haven't seen yet?
Um, Emerald. Emerald Parker. She was a red shirt last year. I see her having a very good season. I think everyone sees her having a very good season, and coming in and turning heads. She didn't get to play last year, so I think she'll have a great season this year.
Your schedule, you're playing all the hard teams, test after test after test, and you all did that last year too. So talk about that and getting those opportunities and just growing from the November 6th in your first game, till you get the conference play with those opponents.
We do have a very tough preseason or preseason schedule, but we had a pretty tough one last year. Last year we started off 0-10, so each game I know we'll learn. We're coming in. We're not just gonna back down just because they're Power Five, but we know it'll be tough, and we're gonna fight, and we're gonna play together as a team and do all we can, of course. But these games will get us ready for the tournament. We know that, so we're just going to play and we're just going to fight and learn more about ourselves and about our teammates and how we can come together as a team to win some of these games.
What did you learn last year about the OVC when you got to league play? You all are 11-7, and since you were new to it, what did you take away from playing some of these teams and the level of competition?
Um, there are multiple talents on different teams. Like there's some pretty good players in this conference. So we learned. I learned we have to play players differently, and we have to be able to pick up something in 2 days of how we want to guard this team versus how we want to guard a different team. So we have to be very, very quick to adapt to change and be able to adjust and to help our team guard if it's a big or if it's a guard, however we're going to guard it, we all have to come together. It's a team effort, not just on one place, not just on one player.
And you're saying that, so I'm going to set you up for this question, and this will be the last one. What is the one or two things that your team needs to do to come together to have a chance to win championships this year?
Just like Coach we said, I would say defense and rebounding for sure. Defense is definitely the biggest part that we need to come together on, and just not being able to help each other and yeah, just helping each other on defense, talking about it, things like that. The guarding the ball one on one. Also rebounding would be pretty big. We have some days where we can go get a lot of rebounds, and then we'll have some days where we just don't hit the boards at all. So that's definitely something that we have to build consistency with because we will need to get the boards.
I lied. One more then. Is playing defense fun? And the way you all played, you really harass everybody. Do you enjoy that part of the game?
Yes, I enjoy that part of the game. I enjoy talking to our practice players. We talk trash to them all practice long. So that's pretty fun.
Perfect. Well, thanks for your time this morning. Just best of luck to you and your team this upcoming season.
Thank you.